on his little striped pajamas and sat down on the floor by the open window. A tear slid from his hot cheeks. It will be hard to leave Mama, and the baby, gee, her feet are just perfect. I guess that's why Papa and Mama look at them so much. Guess that's why they didn't look at my feet when I was a baby. When Howard entered the library after dinner, he stepped on the Red Lieutenant, turning his ankle sharply. Darn, some more of that boy's carelessness. Hazel, why don't you teach that boy to pick up his playthings? He turned on the radio. Well, maybe we were a trifle hard on the little tyke. After all, he wasn't feeling well. Guess I'll go and look and see if he's asleep. Even before Howard opened the door, he could hear Danny's hoarse breathing. He sprang across the room and gathered the little boy in his arms, hot waves of remorse sweeping over him. Hours later, he tiptoed down the hall to Danny's room. A white-capped nurse met him at the door. How does he seem now? He's very, very ill. Both lungs are involved. May I see him? Yes, you may. As Howard bent over the bed, Danny raised his fever-bright eyes. Don't make me go. I don't want you to go anywhere, Danny. Yes, you do. You don't want me. Mama don't want me. Hush, Danny, you mustn't talk like that. Aunt Kate said you didn't want a crippled baby. My little Red Lieutenant's got a crippled foot, and I didn't put him in the back ranks. Danny! Huh? Has anyone asked about me? Asked about you? Why, of course. Everyone is sorry you're ill. I mean, about my advertisement down by the bush. I'm too tired to talk anymore now. 10 minutes later, Howard stood by the bush, his eyes glued to the tiny sign, rain-streaked but still legible. Later, Howard knelt by Danny's bedside. Listen, Danny, a man found your son. He hasn't been a very good man, but he promises to be different. Huh? Does he live very far away? Can I come and see you and Mama and the baby sometimes? What's his name, Pa? Howard Morris. Pa, you? Of course. Did you think we'd give our little baby boy to anyone else? Does Mom want me too? More than anything in the world, we all want you.
He put the gun back into the door and shut it. No, not that way. She would be dead and it would be over. It was very important that this thing have suffering. The October Game by Ray Bradbury. The man stood before the bedroom mirror. He paused long enough to hear the children run by on the street below. By the sound of the children, you knew it was the last day of October, with white bone masks and cut pumpkins. No, things hadn't been bright for some time. October didn't help any either. There was a soft running in the hall. That's Marion, all 8 quiet years of her. Never a word, just her luminous blue eyes and her wondering little mouth. His daughter had been in and out all evening trying on various masks, asking him which was most terrifying, most horrible. They had both finally decided on the skeleton mask. A rich syrupy smell of candy filled the bustling house. Louise had laid out caramel apples and scooped pumpkins peered from each cold window. There was a water tub in the center of the living room waiting for dunking to begin. All that was needed was the inpouring of children to start the apples bobbling, the candy to vanish, and the halls to echo with fright or delight. Marion appeared in the door, all skeletonous in her disguise. How do I look, Papa? Fine. From under the mask, blonde hair showed. From the skull sockets, small blue eyes smiled. Marion and Louise, the two silent denouncers of his virility, his dark power. Sometimes he suspected that Louise had conceived the child as an idea all on her own. As a firm rebuke to him, she had somehow produced a child in her own image. And to top it off, she'd fixed the doctor, so he shook his head and said, I'm sorry, Mr. Wilder. Your wife will never have another child. This is the last one. And he had wanted a boy. But now, 8 years later, he knew things were finally at an end. He simply could not wear this one through. And now tonight, it would all be over. There was a mad ringing of the bell below. Marion, without a word, ran to greet the first arrivals. Some may wonder, why didn't he just pack his suitcase and leave? No, not without hurting Louise as much as she had hurt him. Divorce wouldn't hurt her at all. It would simply be an end to a numb indecision. No, he must hurt her. Figure some way, perhaps, to take Marion away. Yes, that was it. That would hurt most of all, to take Marion away. By 10 o'clock, the doorbell had stopped ringing, the apples were bitten, and the pink child faces were wiped dry. He took the party right out of Louise's hands. After a while, when the triangular-eyed pumpkin shined, all house lights out, he cried, "Hush! Follow me to the cellar, the tomb of the witch." The children squealed. One by one, the children slid down the slide into the dark cellar. A wonderful wailing filled the dark pumpkin-lighted house. Everybody talked at once. Everyone but Marion. She had gone through all the party with a minimum of sound or talk. It was all inside her, all the excitement and joy. The parents, with laughing reluctance, slid down while little Marion stood by, always wanting to see it all, to be the last. Marion stood by the slide. "Here we go," he said, and picked her up. They sat in a vast circle in the cellar. The chairs stood in a long line along each wall, with Louise down at the far end, Mitch up at this end. The entire program from here on out was to be enacted in the dark. "Now, quiet!" Everybody settled. The room was black, not a light, not a shine, not a glint of an eye. "The witch is dead." "Eee!" said the children. "The witch is dead, and here is the knife she has been killed with." And he handed over the knife. It was passed from hand to hand, down and around the circle, with delighted squeals and cries coming from the children. "The witch is dead, and this is her head." "Oh, I know how this game is played," some children cried happily. "He gets some old chicken innards from the ice box and passes them around and says, 'These are her innards.' And he makes a clay head and passes it for a head, and takes a marble and says, 'This is her eye.' And he takes a sack of plum pudding and gives that and says, 'This is her stomach.' Oh, I know how this game is played." "The witch came to harm, and this is her arm." "Ew!" the children shrieked. The items were passed like hot potatoes around the circle. Some children screamed, wouldn't touch the grisly things. Shot from hand to hand with scream after scream, the items went down, down to be followed by another and another. The witch cut apart, and this is her heart. 6 or 7 items were moving at once through the laughing, trembling dark. Louise spoke up. "Marion, don't be afraid. It's only play." Marion didn't say anything. "Marion, are you afraid?" Marion didn't speak. "She's all right. She's not afraid." On and on, the passing, the screams, the hilarity. "Marion!" Everybody was talking. "Marion!" Everybody quieted. "Marion, answer me! Are you afraid?" Marion didn't answer. "Marion, are you there?" No answer. The room was silent. "Where's Marion?" "She was here. Maybe she's upstairs," one of the boys said. "Marion! Marion!" "Turn on the lights," said one of the adults. The items stopped passing. The children and adults sat with the witch's items in their hands. "No! No, don't turn on the lights! Oh, God, don't turn them on! Please, don't turn on the lights now!" The entire circle froze with the scream. Everyone sat in the dark cellar, suspended in the suddenly frozen task of this October game. The smell of the objects in their fingers filled the room while one boy cried, "I'll go upstairs and look." He ran upstairs hopefully and out around the house, 4 times around the house, calling, "Marion! Marion!" Over and over, and at last coming slowly down the stairs into the cellar and saying to the darkness, "I can't find her." And then some idiot turned on the lights.
Auto gloss lipstick, a tick, a zipper dress, and butter and egg road. This is one trip to a wedding that will be difficult to forget. The Lips of a Stranger by Bailey White. We should have known things weren't going so well when Mama found a tick doing isometrics under her pantyhose. Nothing along the tick's trudge of the evolutionary ladder had prepared it for pantyhose, and it was exhausting itself scrambling and heaving against the nylon. Every now and then one of its knees would punch through the mesh. Mama, Louise, and I were on our way to a cousin's wedding. It was a big wedding because she was marrying someone from outside, so we've been told to look sharp. "Oh, I've got to get this tick out from under my pantyhose. I have to go in from the top, but I can't do it sitting down. Besides, I've got to pull this pantyhose up when we're before we go into church. My mama doesn't wear pantyhose often, and she accidentally bought queen size by mistake. She thought it meant the size of the average queen. The pantyhose drooped around her legs and swags, and after she walked a few steps, the crotch would work its way down and appear below the hem of her dress, like a spectral addendum. We started to pull off the road. You can't stop. We're late already. We were late because my sister Louise had decided at the last minute that her knit dress made her look like a zipper. It didn't look like this in the catalog. Finally, after shucking pose after pose in front of the mirror, she discovered one rigid posture, and with the fierce concentration of a tightrope walker, she maintained it since we left the house. Now she looks something like a ruler, the kind with a metal edge. I was sitting in the back seat, admiring my lips in the rearview mirror. My cousin had given me some lipstick, not the ordinary kind, but some beautiful iridescent goo in a little plastic tub with a screw off top. Hot Gloss it was called. You put it on with your finger. Now my lips looked and felt like the lips of someone I'd never known. I had to keep them slightly parted because when they touched, they were so slick they would skate across each other and leave little pearly smears of Hot Gloss all around the edges. Well, pretty soon we came to the intersection of Highway 319 and Butter and Egg Road. The cars on 319 were whizzing along and passing each other and honking their horns. Butter and Egg Road is dirt, and my mom is a very careful driver. She doesn't take risks, so she always takes Butter and Egg Road. You're not taking Butter and Egg Road. Look how muddy it is. We'll get stuck. Better be stuck on Butter and Egg Road than killed on 319. Besides, look at that set of tire tracks. Somebody made it through. So we slide out onto Butter and Egg Road. The cars skied and skewed, but Mama steered true. The red clay mud kind of reminded me of Hot Gloss. None of these roads was paved when I was your age. The secret is the steering skid. I never understood much what that meant, but I didn't care. I'd much rather just sit in the back seat, studying my lips in the rearview mirror, and let Mama drive. I'd seen lips like these in magazines, I decided, on women wearing billowy clothes and stalking along city streets in high-heeled shoes as if they knew where they were going and wanted to be going there. The lips of a stranger, I said out loud, watching them as if by magic formed the words. I'm going to get Lyme disease from this pick. Lyme disease hasn't gotten this far south yet. The constraints of my sister's rigid posture is making speech difficult for her. Besides, you can't stop. We never get started again. Well, pretty soon we had to stop. The very truck whose tire tracks had been so encouraging to us at the entrance to Butter and Egg Road was stuck in the mud in front of us. We couldn't get around it. Oh no! It's Ned's Mobile. Ned Smallville had been sweet on my sister Louise in a touching but infuriating way for years. He leaned in the window and looked us over. Woo! Look at y'all! Where are you going to? Let me yell, Ned. We're going to a wedding. I'm going to get a takeout from under my pantyhose. Look at that. He's just a jumping and a jiving. Them pantyhoses mighty loose, though, don't you think, Mrs. White? I accidentally bought the wrong size by mistake. But if I keep them pulled up, it's not so bad. Gives the tick more scope, too, being that loose. Ned leaned up against our car, and we watched Mama head for the bushes. The crotch of her pantyhose wagging between her knees. Kind of fetching in a spooky sort of way. My sister Louise took off her shoes and stepped into the mud. She walked around to look at the tires on Ned's truck. Hey, Louise! That's a real pretty dress. Pretty colors.